Have you ever lost something really important? Something you couldn't imagine your life without? Well, today I want to share a story about a man who faced just that, and what happened next completely changed his life. It's a classic tale, but it holds a lesson that's more relevant today than ever before. Once upon a time, nestled in a small village by a sprawling forest, lived a woodcutter. This man wasn't rich, but he was content. His most prized possession was his iron axe. It wasn't just a tool, it was his livelihood, the very means by which he fed his family. The handle, worn smooth by years of hard work, fit perfectly in his calloused hands. Every morning he'd venture into the woods, and the rhythmic sound of his chopping wood echo through the trees. One sunny afternoon, he was working near a deep, fast-flowing river. The day was hot, and sweat dripped from his brow. As he swung his axe with all his might against a thick oak, his grip slipped. The axe flew from his hands, tumbling through the air in a slow, terrible arc, and then splash, it vanished beneath the swirling waters of the river. The woodcutter's heart sank. He stared at the spot where his axe had disappeared, his face pale with despair. He couldn't swim, and the current was far too strong. How would he work? How would he provide for his family? He sat on the riverbank, his head in his hands, and began to weep. His cries of sorrow were so loud and so genuine that they caught the attention of someone very special. Suddenly, the water before him shimmered and parted. A magnificent being with a gentle face and a flowing beard rose from the depths. It was the spirit of the river. In a voice that sounded like babbling brooks and calm waters, he asked, "Good man, why do you weep so sorrowfully?" The woodcutter, startled but honest, explained his misfortune. "Oh, great spirit," he choked out, "I have lost my iron axe in your waters. It was my only one, and without it, my family will go hungry." The spirit listened with a compassionate nod. "Your sorrow has touched me," he said. "Be patient, and I will see if I can help you." He then disappeared back into the river. A moment later, he re-emerged, holding up a stunning axe made of pure, gleaming gold. "Is this the axe you lost?" he asked. The woodcutter's eyes widened at the sight of such a treasure. It was worth more than he could earn in a lifetime. But he was an honest man. Shaking his head, he replied, "No, that is not mine. My axe was a simple one, made of iron." The spirit smiled, dipped back into the water, and this time returned with an axe of glittering silver. "Perhaps this one is yours?" he inquired. Again, the woodcutter was tempted. A silver axe was still a fortune, but his integrity was stronger than his desire. "No, kind spirit," he said respectfully. "That is a beautiful axe, but it is not the one I lost." The river spirit's smile grew even wider. He was deeply impressed by the woodcutter's honesty. He descended one last time and came back holding the woodcutter's old, familiar iron axe. The man's face lit up with joy. "Yes, that one, that is my axe," he exclaimed. The spirit held it out to him and then, to the woodcutter's astonishment, also held out the golden and silver axes. "Because you have been so honest," the spirit declared, "you have proven your good character. A man who is not swayed by greed deserves a reward. Take these two as a gift, along with your own." The woodcutter couldn't believe his luck. He thanked the spirit profusely and returned to his village, not just with his old axe, but with two treasures that would ensure his family's comfort for the rest of their days. The story spread like wildfire. A neighbor known for his lazy and greedy nature heard about the woodcutter's good fortune, and an idea sparked in his mind. The very next day, he took his own axe, went to the same spot by the river, and deliberately threw it into the water. Then he sat down and began to fake loud, dramatic sobs. Sure enough, the river spirit appeared. "Why do you cry?" he asked. The greedy man, putting on his best sad face, told the spirit he had lost his axe. The spirit descended and, just as before, returned with the golden axe. "Is this yours?" The man's eyes lit up with avarice. Yes, that's the one. That's my axe," he shouted, reaching for it eagerly. The river spirit's gentle expression turned to one of stern disappointment. "You are a liar," he said, his voice now like the roar of a waterfall. "You seek to gain through deceit what another earned through honesty." And with that, the spirit vanished, taking the golden axe, the silver axe, and the man's own iron axe with him. The greedy neighbor was left with nothing but his own shame. So, what's the takeaway here? In a world that often rewards shortcuts and quick gains, this timeless story reminds us that integrity is the real treasure. Honesty, even when it seems difficult, builds a foundation of character that ultimately leads to true and lasting rewards. Greed, on the other hand, only leads to loss. Thank you so much for watching and sharing this story with me today. If you enjoyed it and want to hear more tales that make you think, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. See you in the next video.